Good morning, guys. So in last class, we discussed about scenario and scenario outline we have discussed. Okay. So let's recap the sessions for just five minutes. After that, we can discuss Cucumber data tables and Cucumber data tables with headers. Okay. So now let's go to the features file in scenario. So this is the feature file, right? Okay. So if this is the scenario, how we are extracting the parameter values in the step definition.java file, just I'm pasting that one. Okay. So if you go to here in step definition.java file, so the parameter values we are retrieving by specifying like this, correct? So just I'm taking those input values. So just for your reference. Oh. So if it is the feature file contains some input values, so admin and admin 123. So in the step definition.java file in the corresponding method implementation to retrieve particular parameter value. So we are writing within the curling brackets string we are writing. Okay. So that string value, it contains the feature file value, that feature file. So this is the value it is coming to method local variable. So like that we are retrieving the parameter values, like that we are retrieving the input values from the feature file. Okay. So now let's see the next part of scenario outline. Okay. So scenario outline. Okay, let me delete this part. Coming back to scenario outline. Okay, and step definition.java file. Okay, let's go to the step definition.java file. Not this one. Yesterday, which project I had shared to everyone? Scenario outline 2 or scenario? Okay, so I think I have modified photo skill space and skill name and skill description. Okay. The setup driver commands, it has been removed. Okay. And we are using these things in the step definition.java. One second. I created skills name as this one. So this is the step I want to verify. All right, we're already salving. So if it is the feature file, so we have written feature file like this. Okay, let me take this snapshot. So this is the feature file. So the corresponding steps implemented, how we have implemented in the step definition.java file. So the same step we are using. Okay. So simply the skill name and skill description, just within the curly brackets, we are getting that string value and we are passing the same thing. Okay. There is no difference implementation of the steps. Right. So now we are going to discuss about data tables concept. Okay. So after that, I can update this slide. Okay. Now let me import the data tables concept. So I'm importing two projects. One is Cucumber data table with header project I'm importing, and I'm importing another project as Cucumber data table without header I'm going to import. So I have imported these two projects. Okay. So now let's discuss about Cucumber data table without header. Okay. So I'm expanding this project. So first I'm changing my JRE library to 1.8. Right. So now let me go to the what are the changes it will come in the feature file. Okay. See here. See here, this is create skills record, log into Orange HRM application with below credentials, and create skills record. And the create skills record, I want to create these three records. That means only this particular step can be executed 3 times. Okay. And click on logout and close the browser. Okay. So for every method, corresponding steps already implemented. Okay, now let me show you create skills record. This is the step. Control C in Selenium glue code in under step definition.java file. Control F and Control V. See here, create skills record. Okay, so the method it has been generated like this. So this is the This is the starting curling bracket. So it will generate like this: io.cucumber.data table and data table. So this is called data table object. Okay, and this is the starting curling bracket, and this is the ending curling bracket. It can be generated. So that means whenever any of the unimplemented steps are there, so it will generate like this. So in the console, it has been generated like this for me. Got the point? So after generating these steps, I have added the corresponding lines of code I have added in this method. Okay, so like that I have done. And similarly for if it is for username and password. So what is my step? Log into application with below credentials. Control C, and I'm coming back to here. Control F means you are going to search that method name. So here this is the method name. The same method name, it has been generated with the data table object. Okay, throws exception. And if you want to get the value, so here this is the method got generated. So like this is the method got generated. After I execute the program, this is the method got generated like that. Okay, so within this method, I have written corresponding lines of code I have written. So now let me explain what is this line of code. Okay, so here create skills record. So I'm going to create a skills. So for this method implementation, how I have implemented, I'm going to explain. So here it contains some input values, username and password. Okay, so now let's come back to here. I have created data table object. Okay, see here when, given, and then these are the supporting class files which was given by Cucumber team. So if we see io.cucumber.given, io.cucumber.then when, these called supporting libraries. Similarly for data table. Okay, so where is the data table? Okay, so the data table object. See, this is the one. io.cucumber.data table. This is the one. See, because I am using that one at the method level. So this is the data table class. Okay, so for this data table class, when we have to use the data, so the data table object has been created automatically. The data table object has been created automatically here. After I run my test1.java class file, so it has been created. And if you want to get the first input value, so here this is the value. So you have to write like this: data table.cell of 0, 0. Data table.cell of 0, 1. That means 0, 1 means this. Suppose if it contains one more set of input values, if it contains one more set of input values, suppose I want to retrieve second input values. So in this case, if you want to retrieve second set of input values, so here you need to write. So here you need to write. So 0 means first row. First 0th row, 0th column. 0th row, first column. Suppose if you want to get the first row 0th means first row, first column means, so you are going to retrieve second set of input values. Got the point? So we are going to retrieve these input values. Okay, so like that, but actually credentials is we are providing only one time. So I am retrieving input values like this. So by using data table object, a particular step contains some input values. A particular step contains some input values. So the data table object will be created automatically at the method level. And to retrieve those input values, you need to write data table dot cell of 0, 0. So first row here we can refer it as 0th row. 0th row and 0th column, and 0th row, first column. So I'm retrieving my username and password value, and after that I'm using these input values here in my sentence. Clear to everyone? So like that I'm retrieving. Okay, so now let's go to the next point. Create skills record. So let's check this one. Create skills record. So here, this is my create skills record. So this is the data table object has been created. Okay. So here, this particular step contains multiple input values. So multiple rows. Okay. If it is single row, you can write like this. If it is single row, you can write like this. If it is multiple rows, you have to write like this. This is the one you have to write. So previously data table dot cell of 0, 0 we are specifying. If it is multiple cells, okay, multiple rows. See here it contains first row, second row, and third row. So in that case, you need to write like this. Data table dot cells of. Okay, and this is the syntax part, you need to write it here. List of string skills data. So here object name you can create whatever you want. Okay, and so the skills data, it contains, so here the skills data, how many rows does it contain? 3 rows. So I want to execute this particular step 3 rows, first time, second time, and third time. So that means here we need to write a for loop condition. Okay, so for integer I is equal to 0, skills dot size of means it will skills dot size is equal to 3. So I less than 3. Okay, so here skills dot size means the actual meaning is 3, because here skill data contains 3 rows. So here, so instead of that, I'm writing like this: skills data dot size of. So the actual meaning is 3. Okay, right now I'm writing 3 and I plus. Okay, so when I is equal to 0, it will come back to here. So here, what is the I value? When I is equal to 0, these all set of instructions can be executed once. So skills data of 0, 0, skills data of 0, 1. So that means 0, 0 means this one, 0, 1 means this one. Okay, and skill name and skill description input value, it is coming into this variable. And all my set of driver commands, it is executing when with the skill name and skill description with this set of input values. So I'm navigating to admin qualification skills add, and this is the skill name and skill description. So the first set of input values, when I is equal to 0, so the corresponding input values, it has been retrieved. And button save dot click, it was clicked. So the first record got saved successfully. And after that, immediately again the for loop, it will be executed second time. How it will be executed? So the previously my I value is 0. Now I plus means I value will be increased by 1. Okay, so the last I value is 0. Okay, so the value, it will be increased by 1. So 1 less than 3, condition true or not? It's true. Okay, so when I is equal to 1 means skills data of 1 of get of 1 dot get of 0. So here get of 1 dot get of 1. So 1, 0 and 1, 1. So that means we are retrieving this is the 1, 0 and this is the 1, 1 dot. And so I'm retrieving 1, 0 and 1, 1. That means I'm retrieving second row information. And again, all the set of driver instructions, it can be executed for with the second set of input data. Okay, and your button save dot click was clicked. Second record got created. And what is the last value of I? 1. First time it is 0. Second time I value, it was I plus. I value was increased by 1. 1 less than 3. So first time I is equal to 0. 0 less than 3. Condition is true. And we retrieved 0, 0, 0, 1. And second time I value was increased. I plus means 1 less than 3. So when I is equal to 1, again the set of driver instructions got executed. And again, the third set of input data, I value will be increased by 1. So what is the last I value? 1. Okay, 1 plus 1. So I value is 2. So here 2 less than 3. Condition true or false? So 2 less than 3. Condition is true. Again, it will come back to here. So here skills data dot 2, 0 and 2, 1. That means 2, 0 means this is the 1. And 2, 1 means this is the 1. So like that, so 2 comma 0, so third set of input values we retrieve now. And again, this it's navigate to admin and it will click on admin qualification skills add button and skill name and skill description and buttons you first clicked. Okay, so when I is equal to 2, my third set of input values got executed successfully. And again, my I value will be increased. So what is my last I value? 2. So if I value I plus plus means what is the I value now? 3. So here 3 less than 3. Is this condition true? No, it will false. It won't enter into this for loop, and the closing for loop, it will be exited here. So that means my for loop was iterated 3 times. Okay, and after that my program execution got completed. So create skills record got completed, and this step was executed 3 times. And after that, click on logout button. So this is the line of code. So Control F. So I haven't written anything. And after that, close browser. So driver.close. So the browser will be closed. Okay. So that means, so here create skills record. How we are retrieving the input values is important. If it is single value, it is easy to write. See here in skills.feature file, log into application with below credentials. If it is a single input value, so where we have mentioned, okay, once. So directly you can write data table object dot cell of 0, 0, 0, 1. It's clear. Okay, 0th row, 0. So 0th row, 0th column, 0th row, first column. So we are retrieving and we are using these input values into sentence. If it is one set of input data, we can write directly here. But when a particular step contains multiple input values, you must have to write for loop. That's it. Okay, and you are creating the skills record. So the entire navigation steps also you have to include it in that for loop. So I'm coming back to here, create skills record. Okay, and so this is the syntax part you have to write. And here object name, you can create whatever you want. So if you want to create, you can write data. Okay, so just you can write simply data dot get off I dot. So you can give whatever object name you are using, the same name you can use it here also. Okay, so this is, so when a particular step contains multiple, okay, multiple set of rows, you have to write it data table dot cells. And you have to iterate it how many times, how many number of rows present, skills dot size of. So tomorrow if you are adding 4 rows, I value iteration will be executed those many times. So here this time, so those many times it can be executed. Okay, we should not hard code the value because we don't know the skills data how many number of rows. So here I am writing skills data dot size of. Okay, and when I is equal to 0, so here 0, 0, 0, 1 value I'm retrieving, and those input values it is loading here, and my set of driver instructions, it is navigating to admin qualification skills and buttons. So the first record got created. Again, I value is increasing. Okay, the last I value is 0, I value will be increased by 1. So when 1 less than 3, condition true. Again, so here 1, 0, 1, 1. Again, the set of driver instructions got executed. Again, I plus plus, I value will be increased by 2. 2 less than 3, condition true. Okay. When again your I plus, your 3 less than 3, condition it will fail and it will be exited from the for loop. Okay. So what is this for loop means? The particular step you want to execute multiple times. So for that particular step, you must have to write for loop. That's it. Okay. So the loop, it will be iterated those many times. Okay. How many number of rows it presents, those many times that loop will be iterated, and parallelly I value also it will be increased. And whenever this condition got failed, so the iteration will be completed and you will be exited from the for loop. Okay. So like that. Now let's run this program. So I'm going back to runner.java class file here, testrunner3.java class file. Now let me check JUnit platform dot JUnit platform properties file. So here it is my skills5.feature file. So let me run testrunner3.java class file. So this time only the create skills record, that particular step only, it can be executed multiple times. So I'm navigating to username and password. Admin qualification skills. So when I iteration is 0, sales 20 record got created. Okay. Again, admin qualification skills. When I is equal to 1, okay, for loop it is got iterating for second time. Admin qualification, these are the set of instruction only, it is looping. Okay. And when I is equal to 2, 2 comma 0, 2 comma 1. So that is the values it's retrieving. When I is equal to 3, 3 comma 0, the for loop iteration got completed and it's got exited. Okay. So now let me check my reporting part. So refresh. I'm going back to my reporting part in target folder under Cucumber reports, Cucumber HTML report, open with web browser. See, this create skills record was executed 3 times. Sales 20 record, sales 21 and sales 22. So these are the records got executed successfully and was created like that. Got the point? So now let's check how the step definition.java class file it will generate. Okay, suppose I haven't implemented this step 5. So I'm renaming it to step 5. So how the step definition.java file, how the steps will be generated in the console part we can see. Okay, because this step it is not implemented. Create skills record 5 because previously it is 3 and I have changed it. Okay, let me run. So whichever steps that you want to iterate, you have to keep those steps in the for loop. So because I want to navigate each time to admin qualifications, skills, and I want to enter skill name, skill description, those steps I want to iterate it to create every record. So that's why I kept those lines of code only in the for loop. So now my program execution, it's got failed and the system got generated this unimplemented step because create skills record 5. So let me check on the console part. So this is the one it is got generated. I'm copying this step, Control C, and I'm going back to my step definition.java class file. So after this method, just give the some enough space and I'm pasting here. So delete this part and delete this part. See, the data table object has been generated automatically. And I have written this. This is the syntax part I have to write, and I have to iterate my for loop. Got the point, everyone? So that's it. So I'm removing this part anyway. So here I'm keeping skills record 3 only. So in my feature file also, I'm keeping it as skills record. Got the point, everyone? So exercise for everyone is, what is the exercise that you have to do? Okay. So now I'm creating this. This is the skills feature file. I'm copying this, right click and copying this one. And in the same features file, I'm pasting. And I'm changing it to jobs.feature file. I'm changing it to jobs.feature file. So now, okay, let me close everything. I want to open jobs.feature file. So here I want to create add jobs orange HRM. So here I want to write create jobs record and create jobs record. And here I want to enter job title, job description, and job node, right? So I want to enter one more thing as skill node. Got the point? So if previously we are getting data dot get of 0, data dot get of 1. Here what I need to write? Data dot get of 0 dot get of 2. This is 0th column. This is first column. This is second column. So here in your step definition dot Java file, so, okay, click on logout, and so you can implement this feature. Got the point? This is the exercise that you have to do. So in your step definition dot Java file, unimplemented steps will be generated, and here you need to write. So where is that? So here you need to write one more job note string. Job note is equal to data table object dot get of I dot get of 2. That's it. And remaining all things are here. You need to write admin, job titles, and job description, job note. All these steps you have to do. Let's implement that exercise for you. Okay, I'm keeping that feature file. I'm not implementing. So here now we want to summarize the points. So what is the difference that we observed in scenario outline and data table without headers? So here, so this concept we can call it as a data tables without headers. Okay. So what is the difference we observed in the scenario outline and data table without headers? Anybody? Only new batch team. Don't want any existing. New batch members. I think people are not doing practice scenario outline. Okay. In yesterday's class, if you observe scenario outline, all steps are executed. Okay. In scenario outline, yesterday we had seen all steps are executed when skill name and skill description. So whatever input value it has been defined, it is executing. And again, all steps are executing for second set of input data when skill name is this one and skill description is this one as defined in the example section. Okay. And again, all steps got executed for third set of input data as defined in the example section. So in scenario outline, all steps are executing. Whereas in Cucumber data table with headers, only this particular step only executing multiple times. Okay, so in scenario outline, each time a fresh session was started and it is closing. But here in the same session, this particular step was executed 3 times. So which is the better approach? Which is the better approach? Data tables with headers, data table without header. This is the best approach. So compared to scenario outline. Because no need to log in and log out each step. Okay, no need to do login and log out, because in scenario outline that disadvantage is for every iteration, those skill name and skill description values are replacing, that parameter values are replacing, and all steps are executing freshly in the new session. Okay, but here in data table, okay, without headers, so only that particular step only will be executed, and also it in the same session. So these are the 2 points you have to highlight in the interview. 100% interview question: what is the difference between scenario outline and data table without headers? Definitely you will miss the answer. Okay, scenario outline means the set of steps will be executed multiple times as defined in the example section. So the set of steps which can be executed for each set of input data as defined in the example section. But whereas in data tables, only the particular step only can be iterated. Only particular step only it can be iterated and executed multiple times within the same session. That is the point you need to observe. Got the point, everyone? So that's it on the Cucumber data table with headers. Okay, let me keep this understanding purpose. I'm keeping these things in the PPT part. I'm keeping. So if it is one, if it contains one row, how you are retrieving? And if a particular step contains multiple input values, how we are retrieving. So that part I have to keep it here. Okay, now let me keep that line of code in the step definition.java file. Okay, I'm keeping this line of code. So if this is particular input values. And if it contains multiple set of input values, then we are writing like this. So you are following set of driver commands, and skill name and skill description you are sending in the send case. Guys, this is the question people are asked me in day before yesterday. One of the US client round, they asked me, what is the difference between scenario outline and data table without headers? They asked me. Okay, I have to write this complete syntax part and I have to explain. Okay, so this is very, very important. So do the practice one example by yourself so that you can get comfortable. So here this concept we can call it as a data table without headers. I'm going to share you this PPT as well. Okay, for summarization purpose, to easy understanding for your purpose.